So it's day 3, 6 a.m. Egyptian time. Yeah, they want to say day 4. It's really day 3. Day 3, 6 a.m. Egyptian time. We are meeting up, and we are going to be taking a boat across the Nile, because if we want to take our bus across the Nile, it takes like 45 minutes. So instead of actually taking the bus, we're going to take a boat to the bus on the other side. So that'll be, I think, quite an adventure. Everyone's headed out now. Unlike a traditional cruise ship, they don't bing your card in and out like a traditional cruise ship, but they're supposedly giving us a little landing card so they know, because we are leaving in about 6.5 hours, 7 hours. We will be leaving this port, so they want to make sure everyone's on board. So you'll see this gentleman is giving out some cards right here that we bring back with us, and then that's how they know that everyone's on board. There is no manifesting system. There is no, if you're watching this and you know cruise ships, there's no A-Pass. There's no secure A-Pass is the system that you track how many people are on ship. There's no SOLAS. There's literally just a plastic card that you've got to bring back with you, and you get that the morning that the boat's leaving, so that you know that they know that everyone is on board. So we're gonna go out to the metal detector. We'll get our plastic card, and like I said, we are headed today to the Temple of the Kings, which is where the actual tomb, the first day, again, they call it the second day. First day we saw King Tut's mask, we saw King Tut's actual sarcophagus and everything like that, but we are going today to the area where King Tut's mummy is. Now, King Tut's tomb itself is not actually included in the tour, but we should have some free time to see what's going on in Tut's tomb. So we're going out right now. There's security, and we're going to get our little card right here that we've got to bring back. Thank you. The MS Mayfair card, so they know how many people are on board. Please hand this pass in front of the boat. They're counting out how many they're giving out, and then they'll know they don't leave without someone. So let's see how our day in the Valley of the Kings goes. In Luxor, Egypt, but on the other side of the river. Again, very important for you to know, this trip, this river cruise, is not accessible. What do I mean by that? Well, there are no elevators on the boat, and this is how you're going to get up the stairs. So if you're thinking about doing it and you do have some ambulatory issues, you may want to, as long as you're okay being handled like that, that'll work. I will say one benefit of getting going at 6:19 in the morning by the time we're moving out is it is super nice and super cool out here. It's not going to stay that way very long at all, but we are going to take these little interesting boats across the river right here. So the goal is to see there's not a bridge for about a 45-minute drive. Well, maybe about 20 or so minutes each way. So it is simpler to have the bus meet us on the other side of the mighty Nile River. So we're going to take one of these little boats right here, right across the river. And it feels very much like St. Petersburg, Russia, after closing time when all the bridges go up. But I am watching because the steps are a little bit challenging here. So you see the big river boats, and then you will see the tiny boats right there that we are, tiny in scale, that we are going to be taking across the river. It looks like we're going to be getting on the ghost boat across the Nile. This very much does look like a jungle cruise boat. So I do have to give it that. This is like real life adventures. They talk about going on for Niles and Niles and Niles and Niles, and really this is straight up like a boat from the Jungle Cruise at Disney. And this is amazing. This is actually incredible. We are on the actual Jungle Cruise on the Nile River right now. That is that is like the legitimate. This has got to be what the Jungle Cruise was actually based on. It is just like on the Nile River. For some reason, they're playing Jamaican music. I can't really tell you why. We're not in Jamaica, but we are crossing from one side of the Nile to the other on like legitimate Jungle Cruise boats. Quite amazing. So now we are here at the Valley of the Kings, and the waiting area for the Valley of the Kings is wonderful because for some reason they've decided, fortunately so, to actually air condition it, which is like the best thing ever. But I want to talk about the Valley of the Kings because they have this amazing display. There's a valley like, Grand Canyon or other valleys that you may be familiar with. That's we're about to go to, and there's a giant model of that valley right here. And it looks relatively normal, except for one little thing. See, if we go around, you'll actually see they have all of the tombs underneath, including King Tut and all the other tombs. So we're going to be taking a look at the tombs in the Valley of the Kings. So interesting behind me is the Egyptian version of the Hyperloop from the Boring Company. If you know anything about that, they've got electric Teslas driving through the convention center in Las Vegas. These are electric, not Teslas, that drive you up to the down to the Valley of the Kings. Here's the valley right here, but it's actually really funny because it's a perfect example of where you could really use a Hyperloop, because they're just using all these electric vehicles to drive people around and into the Valley of the Kings. And come on, just throw them in the back of a Cybertruck or get some Model X's or something like that, because this is literally like a Hyperloop track outside in the Valley of the Kings. And there they go. Hyperloop vehicles away! They're called the Manager, but they should be called the Tesla. So we're inside our first tomb at the Valley of the Kings, and this is Ramses the Ninth. The decoration in this tomb is quite amazing. It's stuff that you really only see in books, TV. I mean, these are all original, thousands of years old. I think they said over 3,000 years old. Still has the full color and everything like that. And you can just kind of see the hieroglyphics, the scarab, everything like that. Even the ceiling is decorated. And you'll see that full color decoration on the ceiling still. This is like a walk like an Egyptian. I mean, it's more like boat like an Egyptian. But the details here, the color here, now they had to put a plexiglass lower because so many people were touching the works and it was taking off. But I mean, look, you'll see that scarab right there. No glass, nothing over it. It's just thousands of years old, protected in these tombs right here. And that looks like a fat alligator. I mean, that's the alligator from the Princess and the Frog movie, Lewis, because that's a fat alligator. But it's really quite amazing here in the tombs, although it is quite humid in the tombs because there's so many meat bags walking through it. Yes, that's what you call humans, meat bags. We are in the second tomb now, and it is steep. It's amazing how it goes from 0% humidity outside to 100% humidity inside. But it was really cool. So we got to go down, see the burial chamber here. This is not King Tut, not the one everyone knows, but just so you know, like, that's the path up. It is actually a lot harder going down because you can fall going down. You got these backstops when going up. But the decoration here, right at the entrance, is just so ornate You see, even right here, these hieroglyphics, and like this looks straight out of the Mummy movie ride at Universal. You got your scaffolding, and you look at some of these, and you're just like, wow, that's really cool. But you can see it's a very steep downward trek into the burial chamber of the tomb. Absolutely incredible, but this is quite a bit of a workout. Hopefully I survive. We are down here now in probably the main reason that most people come to Egypt. It is the tomb of the one and only King Tut. So here is a look at the tomb of King Tut. And this was just the burial chamber. They don't let you see all the different rooms and stuff where all the riches were. It's purely the burial chamber that you get to see. But the burial chamber itself is actually super impressive. You can see the walls and everything there. And then right across from the burial chamber, they've got different parts of this burial chamber. They've got it all over. We saw it in the Cairo Museum, the King Tut exhibit, which they don't let you take pictures at, which has the mask, which everybody knows King Tut from the mask, or knows from the big sarcophagus, the golden sarcophagus. But you've got right here the mummy. So this is actually the mummy of King Tut. Right here you can see his feet, not that tall, but 5 feet tall. And yeah, this is the main burial chamber of King Tut. One of the, probably the ultimate reason, other than seeing that King Tut mask, the ultimate reason that people come to Egypt. And I will let you know, it is air conditioned. So I'm loving that. I'm absolutely loving the fact that it's air conditioned here, but it is a bit of a trek to get back up as well to the surface. But it is an additional purchase, but it is by far the most comfortable of the tombs, and the most famous tomb, I would say, in the world. Somehow, beyond leaving Tut's temple, and now I'm in an alabaster shop and I've become a Cuban man with some coke with a new hat. The tombs were quite an experience, and now we are learning all about alabaster at this place that I am 100% is a cult or a convent of some sort, because they chant in unison and it is hysterical. Watch a clip here.
And 2 vases, 100% handmade. This is here very, very smooth. How come? Oven covered with wax. But both of them is alabaster in the hand. Okay. No big work alabaster here. You're welcome. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, when we talk about faster alabaster, yes, this is made by machine. As I told you, machine is heavy, handmade. Light. Machine is cheap, but handmade. Cheaper. Yeah. Handmade cheaper. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, very important what you see the people in the street, in bazaar, and the souk, outside of Karnak temple, outside the Hall of the Kings, close of Memnon, start haggling, bargain. Hello, 100 Egyptian pound alabaster. Too much. Oh, 50 pound basalt. Too much. Prison. Too much prison. Prison too much. Cast plastic prison. Outside, no alabaster, no basalt. A fake prison. Rubbish. Rubbish, yes. Alabaster, white, brown, and green. Basalt is gray. Green basalt stones, make it with henna tattoo. By the way, yes, this is trees of the life, keep the life, made of basalt. Oh! Karnak temple. color.
Obelix,
Crazy.
Picasso.
This is a limestone. Yeah. First use the soap, fire it, polish it, make the form by pencil, a different chisel stone, painted colors, put it in the oven, no problem. Raining, snowing. This is real limestone. How to know real limestone? Make a hole. Without sides, you make it white cement with the gypsum stamp it. But this is real limestone. Hang it in the wall, stand, no problem. This is about the handmade limestone. My brother here, what's your name?
Tom.
Tom.
Yes.
Tom.
Yes.
What you make?
Cat.
Cat. Yes. Tom make cat. You know why in Egypt? Big farm.
Pizza.
Macarona. Big Tom because eat too much macarona. Pizza. Tom make a nice handmade alabaster cat.
Meow.
Look every day, every morning cat, jackal, Anubis, masking tooth.
Angabu.
ماشي ماشي اوكي اوكي
Thank you.
Now, we've got one more stop after this, after the Alabaster shop I'm in right now, and we're going to be stopping at the Temple of Queen Hot Chicken Soup. So we're going to, hot chicken soup, and after that, the boat that we're on is finally going to start moving. What we did is we did the east bank of the Nile in Luxor yesterday, and we did the west bank of the Nile in Luxor today. So now it is time to move on, and the nice thing is, finally tonight, we'll get to catch up on some sleep, because after we get back for lunch, we are free for the rest of the day. So take a nap, do a ship tour. You might see a ship tour video on another channel, but yeah, this is the Alabaster shop right here. And they're all chanting.
By the way, very important, any husband would like to change his wife, one wife, 10 million camels. You know, one camel, $1,000. I have a cash, okay?
Oh! Yeah, it's a cult, and it's a wonderful cult, and it's the cult of the Alabaster here in the Luxor area on the West Bank. We are here now at the third level of the Queen Hatshepsut temple, and it's actually really amazing. It's carved a relief on the side of the mountain. I'll show it to you when we go down. I'll show you a little bit more, but you can kind of see the statues and everything right there. All this color, all this is still original. There's actually a room I want to take you to and show you what's going on there, but you can see this is actually got 3 floors to it, and the 3 floors are still intact. They have rebuilt the floor a little bit, but we are up on a structure that's actually kind of high up, and generally that'd be scary because this is really an ancient structure. If you remember anything else that we've seen so far, you know, the roof has collapsed, or if you even think of things back in the old Roman era, which is much younger than this, a lot of that has collapsed as well. It is still about 105 degrees out here with 0% humidity. We are out in the desert in the middle of nowhere, and I will say my new hat, which I picked up as I was leaving King Tut's tomb, has helped out an awful lot. But you'll see there's actually a ramp as well as stairs to get up here. Now they did add that and resurface that, but you've got a ramp as well as stairs right here. But I've got one more kind of really cool place I want to show you, which was the temple here, and like the side temple, because it's got some great drawings inside of it, great hieroglyphics inside of it. It's really amazing. I did not expect these things that are exposed to the elements to be quite as well preserved. So, you know, just they're exposed to the elements, and what's also really cool here is this is an 8-sided column. So you've got an 8-sided column here. We're gonna go take a look real quick around this little side temple that was built here, which actually has hieroglyphics that, if you're watching this, I guarantee you've seen hieroglyphics just like this before, and you know, they might have been even modeled after this temple right here. So you see, we've got the columns right there, and we've got hieroglyphics here of Anubis and some of the other gods here. So you can kind of take that in a little bit. There's all kinds. It is very rough walking, but you'll see a bunch of different gods here. You've got the bird god of the sun here, ancient queen, and this is all actually original. It survived for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. But, you know, I think it's time for us to head back to our boat and finally, I know it's kind of weird, finally start cruising. We've got, I think, 3 or 4 different stops we're cruising to, and then we're going to get off in Aswan, which I've been told is going to be even hotter than here. So I'll see you back later. There's a lot of activities, captain's cocktail party, and different things going on tonight that we're definitely going to check out on the MS Mayfair.
The most random thing is that when we got back to our boat, we actually had to go through 2 other boats to get to our boat because we were leaving, and the 2 other boats were just embarking their passengers today. So we had to go through 2 other boats. So this is the first boat, and then after this, we're actually going to go through a second boat to get through to the other boat here. That's not our boat, and the move-in is not our boat. So we're literally walking through the boats, and this one, it says the move-in, but it really does look like the Titanic. If you look, I'm like, oh, is this the Titanic? One of the little Nile River cruises was actually called the New Titanic, and I go, I don't want to go on that one. That's not this one. One of the little boats that look like the Jungle Cruise. But we eventually got back to our boat, and all of these boats started racing towards one thing, which was the lock. The lock which would bring us, even though the river flows from south to north, we're going upstream, so the lock needed to bring us up to the level of the higher area of the Nile we were going. So you can see we're now leaving the second boat, and we are finally getting into our boat. And I shot some tours of the boat that you can definitely check out on the channel, but we're going to head now towards the lock. So there was actually a boatload of traffic heading towards this lock. It's amazing. There's 350 river boats on the Nile, and they are all chasing this one lock, which is really a set of 2 locks. So 4 boats can go through every 15 minutes. Whoever gets there first gets there first, and they're all racing to get there at the same exact time because they all leave at about 1 o'clock from Luxor. So I think we got a boat race coming up.
And they're off. We've got the Royal, well, right now we are in first place at the MS Mayfair. We got the Royal Viking coming out ahead, and we got Move Pick. Oh, the Royal Viking is picking up steam. Come on, Royal Viking. Come on, Royal Viking. And Move and Pick right there, but the one in the middle is getting absolutely hammered. Good, good, pirates! Oh my God! There's stuff up here. This is ridiculous. Oh my god! Okay. Hold on. Let me go get the pirate loot.
Hey, Mike, grab that.
I'm gonna go get the pirate loot. Yep.
This poor guy, you're throwing all this stuff up here, man.
Yes. Don't throw it down quite yet. I want to see this. Oh god. I'm so confused with what's happening here.
Break glass as the rear steward cabin. So please check the safety emergency plan on the back in your cabin door. Inside your wardrobe there are 2 life jackets. Around the safety crates are life rings, one to use by 2 passengers, and the lifeboat is located at the end of the ship, and also the trained personnel always available in case of emergency. So please, if you something not clear, don't hesitate to talk with the reception or dial number 0 for your room. Thank you.
So after the pirates and the cocktail party, we made it to the lock at about 10 p.m. So we had to wait a good few hours. Somehow, when I was shooting a video, which you will see on this channel soon, trying all the local spirits, I wound up on the bridge with the captain and got some interesting shots up there. But this is us actually entering the lock from the front. There are 2 boats that went in at a time, so we had to go to the back to really see what was going on. Here's a bit of a time lapse of what was going on in the back, because we could only really see the back lock instead of the front lock, but this was actually going to raise us up. Now there were 2 sets of locks that they could use, but they actually just kept it at the second lock at the same level. And you'll see those doors in the back close. And we rose up, I would say about 20 or 30 feet, and that's actually just the boat rising as it fills with water. You can see those cars going really, really fast over the bridge. I'll point down to the water in a second. And once that levels up, you see where that dark line is, And you can see the line below. You can see where we came from and where do we go. Where did we come from? Egypt died, Joe. So you see it's filling up. And then once it fills up, it's time for us to pull forward. Now we do have to wait. There's another boat in the lock with us, front to back, not side to side. But as soon as that boat moves and those gates open in the front, we will begin to move forward. This is mostly just powered by water pressure more than anything else, just the water pressure moving up and down. And again, there we go. We're busting off that back wall, and we are out of the lock. Kind of a cool process. I've seen it before, but never on the Nile. One more video clip as this day comes to a close. This is the real-time speed of the locks closing. We are closing out day 3, and the good news is I'm going to get to go to sleep at a reasonable hour today and not wake up at the butt crack of dawn tomorrow. It seems like tomorrow, day 4, which they call day 5, is a very relaxed day. So join along tomorrow again, and we'll see how this Globus Egypt escape with Nile cruise is still going along.